Picture this. It's 11 o'clock at night. You quietly pick up your phone and open your bank account. A single number stares back at you. Maybe it's $216, maybe it's $734, or maybe it's even less. You stare at that number for a few seconds, then slowly lock your phone, because deep down, you already know that most of that money will be gone before your next paycheck arrives. If you've ever felt this way, trust me, you're not alone. Millions of Americans work hard every single month. Many of them earn decent incomes. Yet when the month comes to an end, they have almost nothing left to save, which raises a simple question. What do wealthy people know that everyone else seems to miss? You've probably heard someone say, the first $1,000 is the hardest to save. After that, building wealth becomes much easier. Most people laugh when they hear that, because when you're struggling to pay your bills, it sounds completely unrealistic. But here's the truth. That's not just a motivational quote. It's backed by psychology and mathematics. And once you understand why, you'll never look at money the same way again. Let's start with the story of an ordinary American. His name is Alex. Alex wasn't underpaid. Every 2 weeks, his paycheck arrived right on time. But somehow, his savings never grew. Rent, bills, eating out, online shopping, a few impulse purchases here and there, and before he knew it, he was waiting for the next paycheck all over again. One evening, Alex looked through an entire year of bank statements, and that's when he realized something that completely changed his perspective. His income wasn't the problem. The problem was that every dollar he earned already had somewhere else to go. That night, he made one simple decision. I'm going to save my first $1,000, not $10,000, not $100,000, just $1,000. The first few weeks were brutal. Every time his friends invited him out, his brain whispered, "Go ahead, spend it today. You can start saving next month." Every time he saw something on sale, his mind convinced him, "You'll never get this opportunity again." Alex started believing that maybe he just wasn't disciplined enough. But the truth was very different. The problem wasn't Alex. The problem was his brain. Psychologists have discovered that our brains naturally value immediate rewards far more than future rewards. In simple terms, if you have $50 today, your brain would much rather spend it on a nice dinner, a shopping trip, or a night of entertainment, because instant pleasure feels real. Financial freedom still feels like a distant idea. That's exactly why saving your first $1,000 feels so difficult. Most people don't stay broke because they earn too little. They stay broke because their brains keep pushing them toward the same financial decisions, day after day. And there's something even deeper happening. Most of us grow up with invisible beliefs about money without ever realizing it. Maybe you constantly heard, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that. Over time, your brain quietly begins to accept a dangerous belief. Wealth is for other people, not for people like me. Even if your income increases, those beliefs often stay exactly the same. And when your beliefs don't change, your financial results usually don't change either. That's why your first $1,000 is much more than a financial milestone. It's an identity shift. It's the moment you finally prove to yourself, I'm not just someone who spends money, I'm someone who knows how to build it. And that's exactly where most people quit. But for the people who eventually build wealth, that's where the journey truly begins. Alex eventually realized something that most people never figure out, even after an entire lifetime. Wealth isn't built overnight, and it isn't built simply by earning more money. Real wealth begins the moment you start choosing your future over your present. Alex made just 3 changes, simple changes, but together, they completely transformed his financial life. The first one, he started tracking every single dollar he spent. Within just a few days, he discovered something surprising. His money wasn't disappearing because of one big purchase. It was disappearing through dozens of small ones. A daily coffee, subscriptions he barely used, eating out several times a week, impulse purchases he convinced himself were just for today. The second change, he stopped trying to save whatever happened to be left at the end of the month. Instead, he paid himself first. The moment his paycheck arrived, a portion of it went directly into savings. That's how many financially successful people build wealth. They don't save what's left after spending. They spend what's left after saving. And then came the third change. Alex didn't just save his first $1,000. He gave every dollar a purpose, because simply collecting money doesn't build wealth. Putting your money to work does. He kept part of it in an emergency fund. So if life threw him an unexpected expense, he wouldn't have to rely on credit cards or go into debt. Then he began learning about long-term investing and slowly started putting the rest of his money to work, because he had finally understood one powerful truth. If you spend your entire life working for money, you'll always have to trade your time for every dollar you earn. But once you learn how to invest wisely, your money slowly begins working for you. Now imagine this. Let's say you save just $100 every month. At that pace, It takes about 10 months to reach your first $1,000. Those 10 months can feel painfully slow. Sometimes you'll wonder if you're making any progress at all. And that's exactly where most people quit. But that's also the point, where future wealth builders refuse to give up. Now imagine you continue investing that money for the long term. Historically, a broadly diversified stock market portfolio has delivered average annual returns of around 7% over long periods. Although returns are never guaranteed, and markets can go up or down. Eventually, something incredible begins to happen. You're no longer the only one contributing. Your existing money starts creating more money. That's the power of compounding. At first, the growth feels almost invisible, but with enough time, it begins to accelerate. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts out small, but with every turn, it gathers more snow. And before long, it becomes far bigger than where it started. Wealth works the same way. Small decisions, repeated consistently over a long period of time. That's when Alex understood one final lesson. Wealthy people aren't chasing money, they're chasing freedom. Because money isn't just about buying things. Money buys choices. The choice to walk away from a job that's making you miserable. The choice to pursue a dream. The choice to spend more time with your family. That's what real wealth looks like. So if your bank account only has a few $100s today, don't lose hope. Every financially successful person started somewhere. Maybe your biggest goal right now isn't $100,000. Maybe it's simply your first 1,000. Because the moment you reach that milestone, you're not just changing your bank balance, you're changing the way you think. You're changing your habits, and little by little, you're changing your entire future. Always remember, wealth is never built through one giant leap. It's built through thousands of small, intentional decisions. And the most important one of all is saving your very first $1,000.